Hey guys, it's Andrew here from Crafter Support, and today I want to share with you the larger print than cut setting for any of your Cricut Explorers and above. So if you have a Cricut Joy, that doesn't give you the option to do print and cut, but anything above that, you can do the print and cut with. So I'm going to take you into making a new project. And there's actually two new things that I found that you can do with the update. So the first thing is you need to make sure you're in beta. They do send these out in like rolling like sets. So if you don't have it, if you're not seeing an option for this once I show it to you, make sure you go into settings just by clicking on those three little lines. It'll bring you down to settings, and then here's where you turn it into beta. So it'll say application experience. Yours might be on live. You want to go ahead, switch over to beta, and then you'll be getting all of the newest things. So when the new things first come out, you'll be able to try them. There might be some glitches, things like that. Not a big deal. Just know when they're in beta, you might have some quirks with it that you'll have to work out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to uploads, and I'm going to pick out a design. So I'm going to pick out this Cinderella and Prince Charming. And it comes up really big on our screen, and we're just going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm just coming up here to the sizing, and I'm going to, why won't it let me back? Okay, hold on. I'm doing this around my camera, so I may not be able, oh, I'm hitting enter instead of backspace. What? Okay, there we go. Now we're going to hit enter. Okay, so now it's nice and small. I'm also going to come down here to the right of the screen, and I'm going to click flatten. So that turns it automatically into a print and cut, keeps everything together as it is. And now watch this. So normally whenever we want to make the design bigger, we pull at the corner. And that's what keeps the aspect ratio even. So that doesn't distort the picture at all or make it kind of wonky looking. But now they have it that if we want to make the size longer, we can do that just by making it going onto the sides anywhere. So we can pull it down and make it longer. We can pull it up to stretch it upwards. We can pull either side out, however we want to do it. It's giving us the freedom to do that. Where normally we used to have to come up here, unlock it, resize it, then go back up and lock it. We don't have to do that anymore. We can just click and drag, and it will give us the size we want. So now we used to only be able to do for a print and cut as 6.75 by 9.25. Well, they've changed that. They've given us options, which I love. So I'm going to make this ridiculously too big. And when you do that, I'm going to stretch it out as well. When you do that, this little exclamation point is going to come up. When you see that, you know that means something's wrong. It's not going to work. So it says image is too large for 8.5 by 11 paper. We have detected that the max size for this shape is 6.78 by 7.76. It gives you the option to auto resize the image. So by clicking on that, it's going to tell you this is how big you can have it. Well, I want it bigger than that. So I know that I can actually get it a little bit longer. And I'm just going to stretch it out from the bottom again. Whoops. And I'm going to go back to that exclamation point. And now it's telling me I can make it 5.65 by 9.28. So just by pulling and playing with the sizes, I can get it larger. I like that size. I think that's a really good size. I'm going to keep it. Now, with that being said, I'm also going to show you another way to do this. So say I want it little bit wider, and I'm going to make it much longer. Okay, so we're going to stretch it out. And now I'm going to come over here to the exclamation mark, and I'm going to go down here to say change paper size. So by clicking on the change the paper size, it's going to come up here and you're going to get these options. So right now it's on letter 8.5 by 11, but look how big you can go. you can go as big as 11 inches by 17 inches. And I'm going to click on that and I'm going to say done. Now you have to have a printer that prints this size, which this makes me really excited because I'm wondering if Cricut is going to come out with a sublimation printer. I mean, I don't know that they would, but are they going to come out with a tumbler? I don't know. I'm wondering what they're going to be doing, that they expanded the size of print and cut. I have a feeling that there's something else happening. I don't know that, but I have a feeling that there is. Because for them, I know we've all asked for it and wanted it, but I really feel like they're doing more with it than just making the size bigger. We're going to have more options with something, I think, soon. Okay, so now it's telling me if we're going to use the 11.17 inch, it's saying the max size for this shape is 7.4 inches by 15.93 inches. And again, we can just hit auto resize image and it will make it the size that it would be able to print. Now what I want to show you is what happens when you click make it, because this is kind of different than what we're used to seeing. Now remember, for one, it's going to be on a different size mat. We're going to have to use our 12 by 24 mat if we have the larger print options. So when you print now, do you see these registration marks? Are these black, like little, I don't know, I call them greater than or less than type signs. Like they're just the corners. There's not that black harsh line all the way around. It's just, watch, when I move, let me move off of it for you to make it a little bit easier. So do you see that they're only like here and here? And then when you scroll down, they're at the bottom. I found that this makes it a lot quicker to scan the image as well. You know how before it used to run through these major, like it would scan the top, the sides, the bottom. Now it has less to scan. And also when you like hover over it, there's a dotted red line that shows you that's the max amount of space. So say you're like looking at your picture and you did the max size that it's allowed, you could actually get this one a little bit further, because look, her dress can still go over quite a bit and her arm's still not going to touch the side. So I think like we could actually make this one a little bit bigger. So these are the type of things that you now have options to do. So I already printed mine. Now remember, my printer is an 8.5 by 11, but I am on the search for a bigger printer because now that they have this option, I think I'm able to use it a lot more. So I did print this very large image of Cinderella and Prince Charming. And the only thing we need to do is put it on our Maker 3 or our Explorer Air 2 or whatever we have and cut it. So it's just going to tell you like what you're going to do next. So we're going to click continue and you just go through the steps. Now here's what you have to do when you send it to printer. So click send to printer. Look how big. So remember, you're going to need to use your 12 by 20 format. So if you don't have one of those and you like to do print and cut and you're capable of now doing print and cut, say you have a formatted printer to do that, then you're going to want to make sure you have the big mat. So what I would suggest is taking the bleed off, using your system dialog box, because you are making larger images, click print. This little box is going to appear. And for here, mine says preferences. I'm always going to go to the print quality of the best print quality. Click OK, and then you're going to click print. Now, like I said, my printers do not do this size, but I think I am going to make a new printer purchase so that I can do large format printing, because this just kind of opens up a lot of opportunities for sublimation. I also need to get a large sublimation printer, so I'm probably going to end up getting both. But yeah, guys, I wanted to share this with you, and I think it's really great that they also offered the ability to make changes with the sizing, because that's a huge deal for me. Like I always would forget to unlock it or relock it. But now that we have the option of, you know what, I am just going to stretch this out a little bit more and see if it will work. So making it a little bit bigger, and let me see if it'll let me do it. Click make it. I'm just curious to see if I did have more space down there. Oh, look at that. I did. So yeah, so even if it says that's the max space, you can still go in and play around with it and be able to make it maybe just a little bit bigger. Again, this is in beta. It's going to take some time for all the quirks to be worked out, but so far, I mean, even just doing an 8.5 by 11 big print, I mean, you can make some pretty fabulous things out of that, right? So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Remember, my videos are up Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.